Oi, oi, guys. Friday morning. Up and at 'em. Out here doing it. And it's a little bit warmer this morning. It was nice yesterday. It was like 50 something, 52, 54, something like that. Last night was really nice. I went out last night. It was 60 degrees last night. It's like they said it was 59 this morning. Yeah, I like it cold. But gearing up for me cold plunge, I've got a small freezer coming today so that I can freeze down a bunch of ice packs. And I've found these ice molds. Make sure. I found these ice molds that are 8-pound bricks. So I've got 4 of them that I'm going to freeze down too, so I can get the water down nice and cold. And I've got a thermometer to throw in there so I know when it's ready and shit. But ready to do that. So yeah, I like the weather a little bit colder. But anyway, I was listening to this podcast that Rich Roll's interviewing a guy called Harvey Lewis. Well worth a watch, guys. Or listen, either way. I don't know if he's on YouTube. I'm listening to it on a podcast on my phone. But the guy ran 450 miles over a 4-day period. And he says 3 of those days he didn't even sleep. So then they train to sleep, I believe, short periods of time, but very short periods of time. But he's talking about hallucinating and crazy. I mean, 450 miles. I remember when they said that the 4-minute mile couldn't be done. Now someone's ran 450 miles. And there's no doubt that's just going to keep on increasing. But anyway, I wanted to talk about our foundations and what that means. And the way I look at a foundation, it's like a fruit tree, right? We grow a fruit tree, but don't tend to the fruit, tend to the soil. You tend to the soil and you make that soil fertile by feeding it, giving it water, making sure it's getting enough sunlight, etc., etc. Then we get the fruit as the reward. The fruit's the reward to the labour. So when we look at our own lives and we look at that foundation, which is what a tree grows in the end, right? It grows from that foundation that we just built up. The root system grows, branches become thicker, the trunk gets stronger to where it's reaching for the sun, and now you've got fruit. Hopefully, right? But if you look at life like that, so here you are, building that foundation, and that means the good and the bad, by the way, guys. You know, a lot of these things happen to us and we get into these very, very difficult situations and we feel like the end of the world is coming. Everything seems to be caving in, falling down, going every which way. But that is going to become part of your foundation. It's going to become part of a strength. One of the roots to the strength of the tree. Because when you start bearing the fruit is when you're at the top and you've reached your goals. And you're seeing yourself and you're doing all the things that you need to be doing as far as your tools and working on your mind and getting help for that. And that's the fruits of that labour. So we can either keep on being a sapling and just low down, not doing anything about anything, not helping ourselves with our minds and staying a sapling, and then in the end we become part of the foundation because we just stay there. And what does it do, guys? It just gets worse and worse because we're not looking to build the foundation out of there. The lessons and the learnings and the teachings and the whatever you want to call it, the education that you get with that foundation and all the pieces, parts that comes with, helps you grow in wiser, the knowings. So don't neglect your foundation. Don't neglect your tools. Work with your tools. Work with the soil. Weed the garden when you need to. And what I mean by that is being aware of those things that are going to keep you down in that soil as a sapling. People robbing you of your joy. People telling you you can't. People giving you warning signs. Those that moan all the time. Be aware of all those things, because those are the things that keep you a sapling. And you become part of the foundation. You don't use the foundation. So don't go there, guys. Water your garden, tend to the garden, get those roots growing so you're nice and solid. And all those things that come along. You may be sitting in some now. There's a lot of people out there right now that I know that are sitting there a little bit lost, not sure what's going on. Stick with it. You will come out the other end of it, but you've got to build the foundation. We haven't got to, choose to. It's a choice. We can choose to put our mind in a positive state and start looking at the foundation and then what we can do to grow our roots to be a stronger, better person, stronger, better tree that's going to bear those fruits. Or we can just leave it and be stuck and not move. Stepping into those unknown, guys, is part of the growing that foundation. Making those unknowns your playground is part of that foundation. Even if it means that you're waking up in the morning really down, not wanting to get out of bed. By you swinging your feet over and going against the mind, you're growing a part of your brain. Anterior mid-cingulate cortex is growing when you do the things that you don't want to do. And if you're putting your feet on that ground, that's part of the foundation. Give gratitude. You give the gratitude, you grow that foundation. Grow the energy. Put the energy into the roots and the tree will grow and bear fruit. Stay the course, guys. Have a great weekend. Hope everybody's good. Please go and like and subscribe if you would. Get the numbers up there and get it out to more people. I'd really appreciate it. And I appreciate all those that have done so. Thank you very, very much. There's nothing like the spreading of word by those that are watching already and passing you on to others that could get that help. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Stay the course. Namaste.